Yeah, you haven't heard from me for a while. I didn't want to make this video because I'm still in a mess. Yeah, so a bag of shit won the presidency. And there are disillusioned people on both sides who are beyond fucking stupid. First of all, both sides. NAFTA ain't going nowhere. Trump's not going to get rid of it. It's too much of a money grab. He was never going to get rid of it. He only said it because it would give him votes. And of course, you people are stupid. And I don't want to get into the gist of it, but NAFTA was never the problem. He's just not going to get rid of it. He's just going to suck as much cash as he could out of it. And I just want to put on a side note to all those people who are saying, "Well, you should be making political videos." Well, first of all, there's this thing called the freedom of speech. So I can say whatever the fuck I want. And those people who went from video game videos and made their own videos, and then the people who complained about it, can go quietly take that cup of please shut the fuck up. Because they do have the rights to complain. You have the right to complain, but you're bitching because you want them to shut up and not enact on their right to free speech, which makes you the assholes. They have the right to say what they want. Hell, anybody has the right to say whatever they want. Even the most racist, obnoxious shit I hate. Deal with it. Then you got certain YouTubers like Monday Matt and all this who are dancing around basically saying the SJW groups are gone. And this is a success because this, does cut down. And of course, Region, who are also, they're also big, huge fans of Amazing Atheist and Thunderfoot. What they don't understand is, and Thunderfoot knows this, and so does Amazing Atheist, which is why they haven't made videos. Thunderfoot only made one video, and he bashed the shit out of Trump. But Rizyan and, of course, this Monday Matt guy, they don't realize that, yeah, this hurts the SJW in the short run. The long run, the SJW are going to come back twice as strong and hit even harder than they were before because of this little defeat. And these guys are just so painfully stupid. Um, I'm surprised that Thunderfoot didn't take down a particular video where, he had all these anti-feminist videos, but there was one particular video, mostly against Annie Arskazesian, but he had one particular video in which he was talking about rape. And I'm surprised he hasn't taken that video after Trump won. Because he knows that a reckoning is coming. And it's going to be a horrible one. But most of you don't understand or don't know is that Michael Moore accurately predicted that Trump was going to win on every level. Everything he said happened. And Moore knew this because he went to the to the working class white males and talked to them and asked them why they were going to support Trump and knew exactly what it was going to be. And of course, he also knows, so do I, that Trump just gave these people a bunch of empty promises, mainly the end of NAFTA. and he ain't going to go through on any of them. He is going to leave them. And yeah, I also do believe that Trump will be the last president of the United States. Uh, I'm not going to say I don't know because I do know, and I'm going to say it out loud. This country is going to be devastated by whatever he does in such a large way. It's going to take centuries to recover from his disaster. By that time, the planet will be in such decay that it'll be the end of the human race. You people have collectively failed in absolute everything. The Republicans did exactly what I figured that they would do. They bowed to his shock and awe, and have failed into actually trying to combat this disaster. And they're going to do whatever he wants them to do. And he will essentially, oh, he ain't going to just get rid of Obamacare. He's going to get rid of all of the healthcare plans and privatize the entire hospital league as much as he can, to the point that you have to at least make above $50,000 just to get a visit from a doctor. The death rate is going to skyrocket. There's nothing that's going to stop that now. Uh, you people caused that, and their deaths is on your hands, and of course, those people who died, it's on their hands too, except for the ones who actually voted for Hillary. And the ones who voted for third parties, well, their deaths are on your hands too. And to my viewers, you're all human pieces of wasted shit, and you have caused singularly one of the worst human disasters in mankind that is going to come back and slowly bite you on the ass. You have ended this country outright. Maisie Ignatius knows this, and he is too busy right now in a shouting match, probably with Thunderfoot, because Maisie Ignatius hasn't said a word except here and there, probably on his Twitter accounts. But you don't see him saying anything anti-feminist anymore because he knows this country is done. You can stick a fork in it. We're going to have a 2 months period before he gets in office, before he, starts his war on Mexico, which he will do. There's no stopping that. Mexico will be attacked. And of course, yeah, that will end in disaster. He, yeah, you people are going to war. There's no stopping that. And the people who think that Hillary wanted to go to war, he wants to go to war even worse than what she did. In fact, he wants to do everything worse, but then you got that guy named Jimmy Dorn who's on the TYT, or Young Turks, and that guy deserves to be dragged out in the middle of a street and shot in the head and left and have his body desecrated because he basically said a bunch of negative shit, and some shit he made the fuck up, and he wouldn't stop, and he continued and continued and continued. And what makes him a human piece of shit? He's a liberal, and he wouldn't stop shutting up. And he's part of the reason why Trump won. And I can already tell the guy, I forget his name, the Middle Eastern guy who basically runs the Young Turks. He was listening to half of Jimmy Dorn's rant that when it came out that basically Trump won. He had a face basically like, I'm about ready to pummel this idiot and throw his ass out the building. Because he knows Jimmy Dorn is a part of the problem, not the solution. He's a liberal, but he He won't. He basically thinks put this country into ruins and then it will fix itself the next morning. Michael Moore said it better himself. That ain't gonna fucking happen. Once you use your vote, you've already fucked up. You know, once you sat there and voted for Bush Jr. and then 9/11 happened, and then you sat there and listened to his bullshit about if the Democrats win, the terrorists win, and then you voted for him again, all those deaths that happened in New Orleans is your fault. And to anybody who's going to say otherwise, suck my left cock and shut the fuck up. Or, you know what? I don't care if you make reply videos or say what never negative things. You're nothing more than a big shit eater motherfucking cocklicker who doesn't deserve any of my fucking time, and I'm not gonna reply to you because you're wasting my time. I don't even care if it's that little cocklicker, mundane Matt or Rezion. And even though Michael Moore didn't want to admit it, he wants to have a party to listen more to the workers. Michael Moore, I mean, having his father, who was once a low class worker, I can understand where he came from when he said that. Unfortunately, it's those low class workers who caused this disaster. They're the ones who betrayed themselves and fucked this government over. The time for listening is done. Time for fighting is done. The time for finding a good place to hide until this disaster is over, it's all you can do. It's there's nothing else you can do because right now the gun's already pointing at your head, the hammer's been cocked back. It's gonna go through your brain no matter what you do. You're dead regardless. You pulled the trigger and you did it your damn selves. And if you want to call the people who are running cowards, fine. They're just delaying the inevitable. We're already dead. You just already, you idiots went out and pulled the trigger. And like I said, NAFTA ain't going nowhere. Trump was never going to get rid of fucking NAFTA. It ain't going to be touched. And if we do somehow magically survive this, the SJW is going to come back so fucking strong that they'll be unstoppable. Monday Matt, it will be run over. Thunderfoot's already figuring out how to trimble beyond what's going to come if we survive this. And it's a big F because we're done. And TJ, or Amazing Atheist, all he can do is cower on a rock and hope that God he lives to see the end of this. Because his entire healthcare plan is done. He has none now. In 2 months, it'll be wiped out. In the Social Security plan, gone. He will be flat broke in 2 months. And so will be 99% of the United States. But to those assholes who wanted the Bernie Sanders and voted for Trump because they didn't get the Bernie Sanders, go fuck yourself. Those anti-SJW people who wanted to show fitness, go fuck yourselves. You did this yourself. I'm not an SJW because I don't give a flying fuck. And yeah, I think it's crazy you needed to pay for some of the shit she went through. I mean, some of the shit she did, shitstorm she caused. But now, she was on the other foot. You just created the single worst train wreck in human history. And none of you wants to take the fucking plate of what you did. None of you. None of you anti-CW guys. Because it's your fault. Raytheon, Mundane Matt, Thunderfoot, Amazing Atheist. No one's got the guts to admit that maybe they pushed a little bit too hard and went a little bit too far. And now, violence against women since Trump got elected has doubled. And they're sitting there laughing about it. Those women are dead, by the way. That's what it means by violence against women, because Thunderfoot said it better in a previous video, in one of his anti-feminist videos. Men are stronger than women. That's a biological fact. That's why men have to hold back on beating women, because in some of those beating cases, they can kill them. But yeah, blood's on your hand. It won't. Right now, they're gonna ignore it and pretend. They're just gonna sit there and pretend like, oh, it's not really our fault, and he's just full of hot air too. There's no evidence. Evidence is gonna come later, much later, especially when Trump wins. You're gonna see one of the biggest disasters hit. TJ already knows this. He's already crawling under a rock, and Thunderfoot is right now realizing his little joke video on Trump. He's already running scared. He knows he fucked up. He went too far. And Raytheon, yeah, next video, you pissing on Hillary in the toilet. That's not gonna come back and bite you in the ass. And Mundane, you're just a human piece of shit. Welcome to your disaster. And by the way, Thunderfoot ain't gonna defend this. I bet you on it. See ya.